Good evening, everybody. You are tuned into the 11th episode of the Give Me the Points podcast. I am your host, Georgie, and this is our Halloween edition. Following suit with what the boys at Punchless MMA did, I put my Halloween costume on. Tyler's not here with me, but that's fine. For those of you that don't know, this is Georgie from the movie It, and this is my Halloween costume this year. I can't wear it around my kids. My daughter would be deathly afraid, but I even shaved my head. So if I want to go with the goatee, I can go as Walter White in his yellow trench coat. But now that I can breathe, you are tuned in to the Give Me the Points podcast. Again, this is Soup. No Tyler tonight, but that's okay. We've got a lot going on. Um, a lot, a lot of action in the NFL this week that we like, and we do have 3 top 25 college matchups. Um, One thing I want to touch on real quick. We mentioned it last week, and it was, just dust in the air. Mike Tomlin being considered, or should he consider the LSU or the USC head coaching job? And that has turned into a big deal, actually. He was asked about it this week, and he decided that he was going to shut it down real quick. And I respect that. A lot of guys would have danced around it and wouldn't have wanted to close doors. But Mike Tomlin did exactly that. He did not dance around it, and he shut those rumors down really quick. He said that he's got one of the best jobs in professional sports, and he's not wrong about that because the Pittsburgh Steelers are loyal to their head coaches and they don't believe in firing them, as we can see from Chuck Noll into Bill Cowher and now what is the Mike Tomlin era. And I'm not a big Mike Tomlin guy. I think his clock management's terrible. I think when he speaks, he tries to sound much more educated than he really is. But I respect the hell out of him for coming out and shutting these down the way they did. If you haven't seen the video, I highly recommend you going and finding the video and just watching that little clip from his presser. It was awesome. On the other hand, you had a guy like James Franklin from Penn State who did the polar opposite. And I think that's because he knows he's kind of on the hot seat at Penn State. He did not shut the rumors down. And at the same time, I can't blame him either. You put it into perspective of us. I'm a nurse in an operating room. If somebody asked me, hey, there's a job down the street that will pay you, an extra $10 an hour. Are you interested? Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested. I don't understand the loyalty of coaches to their team. I get you want to keep your locker room behind you, but they don't owe the town shit. This is a job. It's their way of making a living. And if James Franklin or Mike Tomlin want to leave their current job to better their family and their kids and make, 15, $20 million a year coaching at USC, good for them. I fully respect either decision. I like Mike Tomlin standing firm, but at the same time, I do respect James Franklin and not being afraid of the fan base or the pressure to shut everything down and stand his ground and really, not commit to anything. If USC wants to pay him, let him. Honestly, I good on him if he can go make 15 or $20 million a year coaching the Trojans. But it was, yeah, we mentioned it on last show. Tyler did not like the idea at all. I thought it was kind of interesting just to throw around. And then Carson Palmer, a few days later, leaks that USC is, they have Tomlin on their list. It was misconstrued that Tomlin was considering the job, which we clearly know he is not. But USC does or did or may. I don't know if they do anymore after what he said, but they had him on their candidate list, and they'd be wrong to not have him on their candidate list. He's be a big splash hiring, and right now that's what USC needs. So interesting stuff. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure Mike Tomlin's going to stay in Pittsburgh, until he doesn't want to. And then it seems to be the only thing that he would leave Pittsburgh for is television. And that's where the money's at. Just ask Tony Romo. So we've got week 8 of the NFL and week 9 of college coming up this week. I want to recap last week. I want to pull up my phone real quick and grab the action app just so I have exactly what we did last week. So I'm not, relaying false information here. NFL. Okay. So last week we ended up going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5-4. Not a great record, but we did turn a good profit. So the Thursday night game, we had 2 props. We took Teddy Bridgewater over 228.5 passing yards, that plus 100, and Teddy Bridgewater over 1.5 passing touchdowns at plus 130. 1 unit on both. The under hit on the yards, so we lost that, but we hit the 2 passing touchdowns. So we made 0.3 units there on the Thursday night game. That leads us into Sunday. We had the 2-team parlay, the money line parlay, Patriots and Packers, the double P parlay. Hit that. That was 6 units to win 4 units. So that put us up 4.3. We had the under 43 in the Carolina versus the New York Giants game. It was under 43. Final score 3-25. It was 5-3 for a while. That under looked good, and it looked good for a long time, and it ended up cashing. And that was 1 unit to win 9, so that put us up 5.2. We had the over 47 in the Jamar Chase show. That kid is so good, man. It's disgusting. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 8 catches. Yes, you could take 80 yards off one of those catches and a touchdown away, but he still would have had 7 for 120 and a touchdown. He's still super good. Him and Joe Burrow, that connection is real. And they put an absolute hurting on the Ravens. 41-17 to hit the over. That was a 2-unit play to win 1.8. So that puts us up 7.1 for the week. We then had the over 44.5 in the Sunday night game. What did they call that? The Sky River? The Cloud River? Something. It was crazy. It was just like a still storm over top. And the over kept going down and down and down and down and down. It actually closed at 40.5. It went down 4 points from what we got it at. I was nervous. I was very nervous until I realized that it was affecting the defensive backs a lot more than it was affecting the offense. And Michael Pittman, his stat line showed that. The Colts won that game 30-18 to hit the over. That was a 2.85 unit hitter. So what that put us at 10.15. And then we have 4 losses. So we had 2 units on the Eagles. That was an L. So that brings us down to 8. We had 1 unit on Chicago. That was an L. And then we had 1 unit on the Saints in the Monday night game -4.5. They won that game 13-10. So we still ended up turning a good profit. I think it was like 6.5 units or something. And then we also hit on our only college football play, Oklahoma State +7.5. That cash. They lost the game, but they covered the spread. So that was another 0.9 units. So all in all, we turned, it was like 7.3 units, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Regardless, over a 7-unit week. That's another good week in the books. I'm not complaining by any means. It was great. We started throwing some NBA player props out there the last 2 nights. So it would have been Tuesday night. We threw 6 out there, went 2-4, lost 1.8 units. 2 of them were long shots. Luke Dort to hit 3 threes, and then Luka to hit 4 volume shooters. Just couldn't get them to go down again. But we turned it around, came back tonight, went 2-2, so we're 4-6. But we turned a 1.5 unit profit tonight. So 4-6, down 0.3 units on NBA player props. That's fine. We'll hit them. I'm not worried about it. Love me some NBA. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's still early in the season. There's a couple guys that I like so far. Jimmy Butler's over on rebounds has been looking good. Bam Adebayo's over on rebounds has been looking good. Precious Achua from Toronto, the 6'9" stretch forward that plays center from Memphis. His over on rebounds has been hitting at plus money. So there's some guys to keep an eye on. We'll see if the books adjust. If they don't, we're going to keep hitting them. And that's that. So big week of football coming up here. We're going to start off. We got 3 top 25 college plays. The first one is the game of the week, man. You got a top 10 matchup. You have Michigan, number 6, at number 8, Michigan State. Michigan coming in at -3 as the road favorite. The over-under sitting at 50.5. If you listen to us, you know we love Sparty here on this podcast. We love Sparty. We love Kenneth Walker, the transfer from Wake Forest. Absolute stud of a running back. But the one thing I don't like about Michigan State is their pass defense. The worst pass defense in the Big Ten. And I think they're ranked, I saw 120th in penalty yards per game in the country. That's not very good going up against a Michigan team who only has 4 turnovers on the year. You can't have 70 to 75 yards in penalties and not win the turnover battle and expect to win the game. And Michigan's very good about not turning the ball over. We'll see what Harbaugh can do against a top 10 opponent. Harbaugh is 2-12 in his career against top 10 opponents while at Michigan. It'll be interesting. They are on the road, but Michigan's also 6-1 against the spread this year. With all that being said, I think you guys know where I'm going with this one. We're going to take Michigan laying the field goal here. I think Michigan wins this game. I think the over-under is spot on. I think Michigan's going to win this game somewhere around like a 28-24 football game. So I'm going to lay 1 unit on Michigan -3 in this game. It pains me to go against Michigan State, but the performance Michigan State put out last week, we had Michigan State 2 weeks ago. Michigan State 2 weeks ago against Rutgers. They were terrible. And they covered the spread, but they were terrible on offense. Peyton Thorne did not look good. Michigan State does have some deep threats, which might be able to challenge Michigan, but I still like Michigan to be able to run the ball here, and we'll see if Harbaugh opens up the pass game and exploits that terrible pass defense. 1 unit on blue to cover 3. I hate saying that. I hate it. But this week, we care about who we got money on, not about how we feel about the coach of the team. So go blue. Next game, Ole Miss at Auburn. Auburn coming in at a 2.5-point home favorite. Over under 65.5. Super high. But it is Lane Kiffin and Matt Corral and the Ole Miss offense. So these over-unders are expected. But Auburn's got a pretty good defense. And I like their front 7 to get home and to disrupt Matt Corral here. Auburn looked good against LSU. Auburn looked really good against Arkansas. They put up some points. So I think these are 2 very, very evenly matched teams. Therefore, I'm going to go with the home team in this. And we're going to lay the 2.5 with Auburn here. I don't necessarily like taking 2 favorites in college football, but in games like this, and similar teams, I like Auburn at home here. I think Bo Nix does enough to get it done, and I think Auburn's run game controls the clock, and the best way to keep an explosive offense in check is keep them off the field, and Auburn does that with their run game. So 1 unit on Auburn -2.5 in this game. And then you've got Penn State versus Ohio State. Penn State at Ohio State. Ohio State coming in at 18.5-point favorites. That has a lot to do with what happened in Penn State's game against Illinois. Penn State was a 24.5-point favorite, lost in 9 overtimes, and the under still hit. I mean, I know it's the new college football rule where after the second overtime, you just go back and forth 2-point conversions. So it's not your typical 9 overtime college football game. But it's still crazy to see on the stat line 9 overtimes and the under hits. Sean Clifford did not look good, but Penn State's defense is still really good. And I think 18.5 is too much. I just, in a rivalry game, in a Big Ten football game, I think that Sean Clifford and the offense will be enough to keep this within 18.5 points. So we're going to lay 1 unit on Penn State plus 18.5 at Ohio State. The over-under is at 60.5. I don't necessarily like that. If I had to lean one side of the over-under, I'd probably lean the under because I'm banking on Penn State's defense to keep this game close. But we're going to take the plus 18.5, Penn State plus 18.5, 1 unit. So to recap the 3 college football plays, that is Michigan -3 at Michigan State, Auburn -2.5 at home against Ole Miss, and Penn State on the road plus 18.5. Sorry, I am parched tonight, so I'm going to be taking a lot of drinks here. A lot of talking. I don't have Tyler to break me up. Don't have time to wet my whistle. So that leads us into NFL. Thursday night game. The Packers and their decimated wide receiver core with no Devonta Adams and no Allen Lazard. I have never seen a wide receiver move a line 3.5 points, and that's exactly what Devonta Adams did. Initially, it was the Packers +3, and I was loving it. That was going to be the play. We're going to apply the hook, take Packers +3.5. But when Devonta goes out, and then your best blocking receiver and probably your second best receiver goes out on the COVID list, Aaron Rodgers is going to have to pull out some magic. And I'm not going to put it past him to do so because he is Aaron Rodgers. But the Cardinals are on an absolute heater. Yes, they played the Texans last week and they were competitive for a little bit there. Texans actually had a 5-0 lead. But they ended up covering the spread, and the offense kicked into full gear. I think they lost J.J. Watt for the year, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's having shoulder surgery. I think I got the alert as I was setting this up here. Cardinals defensive end J.J. Watt will undergo what is now likely to be season-ending shoulder surgery, courtesy of Shefty. So that's a big loss. He's been playing well, really well. A lot of pressure. I think Pro Football Focus has him rated as one of the top 10 defensive ends this year. Yeah, he's not getting the sacks, but if you get enough pressure, the sacks will come. I don't necessarily like anything here. I think we're going to pass on this game. Might make a player prop play just because of the Thursday night game. And I know you degenerates like to have action on the Thursday night game because you've been waiting a whole 72 hours for football, and that's tough. So if I had to take a lean, I'd probably lean the over 49.5. But we're probably going to make a player prop there. So lean over 49.5, I guess. All right. Next game, Dolphins at Buffalo. Buffalo coming off a bye and what was a disappointing loss to the Titans. Not that the Titans are a bad team as they showed against the Chiefs this last week, but Josh Allen's got to be pissed. They're coming in at a 13.5 point favorite at home, over under at 49.5. We're going to tease this game, so I'm going to skip it. You guessed it. We're not teasing the Dolphins. We're going to tease Buffalo here, but we're going to skip to the next game until we get to the game that we're going to tease it with. Panthers at Falcons. Falcons -2 is the home favorite, over under at 47. Sam Darnold, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back to reality. Terrible performance against the Giants, and the defense held up for a long time until the offense was 3 and out. And then the Giants finally put some points on the board. I like the under here, under 47. The Falcons are doing what they need to do against inferior offenses. The defense is playing well against, offenses that are below average in the league. And that's exactly what the Panthers are. On the other side of the ball, the Panthers defense is still really good. We said they weren't that good early in the season, but they are pretty damn good. So we're going to go under 47 here. I think the Falcons are going to win this game where both teams are going to be in the teens. I think we're going to cash this under and we're not going to have to worry about it, just like the under in the Carolina game last week. We're going back to the well, and we're taking the under 47 for 2 units. 2 units on the under 47 here. All right, Eagles at Lions. Lions +3.5, over under 48. This is the week. The Lions +3.5 at home. I think this is the week. The Eagles got me last week. I talked Tyler into playing the Eagles against the Raiders. Big mistake. And I think I'm going to go against them this week. I love Dan Campbell. If you're a Lions fan and you've gone through, the past couple of years with Matt Patricia and the disasters before this, you've got to love Dan Campbell, man. He loves the team. He lays it all out there. I don't understand how you can't like the guy. And he puts week in and week out, he puts his team in position to win with great game plans. Jared Goff just needs to stop sucking ass. Terrible interception to Jalen Ramsey last week with the chance to take the lead in that game. Just, damn it, Jared Goff. But he's going up against an Eagles defense that sucks this week. So I like the Lions plus 3.5 at home here. I think they're going to win the game outright. We're going to play one unit, and we're going to go Lions money line. Lions money line is coming in at a plus. Give me 1 second here. Lions money line plus 165. Yeah. One unit on the Lions. No, we've done it all year. Don't take the money line. Take the plus 3.5. One unit on the Lions plus 3.5. Talked myself out of that one. That might save us. If they win, so be it. They covered. We won. All right. Next game. Titans at Colts. This is an interesting one. Colts coming in at minus 1.5 after their really good performance against San Fran. I'm surprised by this line. After what the Titans have done the last 2 weeks, I'm assuming that Vegas doesn't want to overreact and they think the public's going to overreact after the Titans beat the Bills and the Chiefs. So this spread kind of scares me here. It really does. The Titans are the juicy pick here because I bet them heavy to win the division earlier in the season. They beat the Colts earlier in the season, but this is a different Colts team. Carson Wentz has it going. The offense is moving well. Jonathan Taylor, light practice this week. Nyheim Hines, light practice this week. So both of them are a little bit banged up. So that might affect the line. But Colts missing a lot in the secondary. And as we know, the Titans defense is not that good. So we're going to go on the over here. We're going to go hopefully to see a really good game. I think this could be, one of the better games of the week. I'm going to say over 51 here for one unit. And then we have the Rams-Texans. So this ties in the Bills. Rams at Texans. Texans plus 14 over under at 48. Tyrod Taylor's practicing this week. It's not enough, man. The Rams have to be embarrassed after that poor performance against the Lions. So I like them to bounce back. We're going to do a 7-point teaser. We're going to tease the Rams down to -7 and the Bills down to -6.5. It's been working for us, and it seems to be in the NFL right now that the big favorites are covering the big spreads. But just to be safe, we're going to get a touchdown on either end, and that would come in at a -150. But we're even going to sauce that up even more, and we're going to make this a 3-team 7-point teaser with our next game. Steelers at Browns. Browns coming in at -3.5. Baker, I don't think is going to go, so it's going to be Case Keenum. It's in Cleveland, but Big Ben owns Cleveland. Just historically, the most winning quarterback in Cleveland Browns Stadium. I like the Steelers teased to plus 10.5 here. I don't see any way that they lose this game by 11 or more points. The Browns looked good without Chubb and without Hunt against Denver. So Denver's not that good. Pittsburgh beat Denver. So why can't Pittsburgh keep it within 11 points of Cleveland here? That's going to be a 3-team 7-point teaser. Steelers plus 10.5. The Rams -7 and the Bills -6.5. Now, teasers don't work the way parlays do. Parlays, if the Rams won by 7, it would cancel that leg out and it would continue on. Teasers, if it pushes, cancels the entire thing. So we're not going to have a 2-legger if the Rams only win by 7, but I don't see how the Rams only win by 7 against the Texans. I think this is a really nice play. It's coming in at plus 125 odds. So we're going to put 4 units to win 5 on this 3-team 7-point teaser. Steelers plus 10.5 at Cleveland. Rams -7 at Houston. And then Buffalo -6.5 at home against the Miami Dolphins. Here comes another big favorite on the road. Zach Wilson out. I don't know if they're starting this Mike White kid or if they're going to be starting Joe Flacco, who they just traded for. Regardless, the Bengals are -9.5, and they look really good. but it kind of scares me. They're due for a letdown. I don't know. I don't want to make a play on this one. I'll lean the Bengals -9.5. I know we're taking favorites here, but I'll lean the Bengals -9.5. No money on it though. No money on it. Next game, dumpster fire of the week. 49ers at Bears. Bears coming in at +3.5 as the home dog. Over under. This is the lowest over under I've seen. Obviously this year. I don't remember one being this low last year, and I don't know about the year prior. I'd have to look this up. But the over under coming in at 39.5, a sub 40 over under. Oh, this is like a Georgia over under, man. I'm just gonna say I'd lean the over. I have to think that two NFL teams, especially two defenses that just let up 30 plus points the last 2 weeks, go the over here. So I'd have to lean the over 39.5. Next game, you have the Jaguars at the Seahawks. Seahawks coming in at -3.5. Over under at 43.5. Jacksonville, baby, got a dub, got a bye. Seattle kept it close with New Orleans this last week. Based off of one big play, DK took it 85 yards of the house. That was their one big play that kept it close, but that was enough to keep it close. They lost the game 13-10. It was really low scoring, competitive enough to watch, but really low scoring and boring. I'm kind of tempted to take the Jaguars +3.5 here on the road. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll take the Jags +3.5. Tyler will like that. Tyler will be happy. We'll fade Geno Smith. We'll ride what Trevor Lawrence improving every single week. And we'll fade Geno and Alex Collins and hope that Shaquille Griffin can maintain DK Metcalf here. Jags +3.5 on the road at Seattle, 1 unit. Next game, Patriots at Chargers. Chargers coming in at -4 at home, coming off a bye. Over under at 48.5. Mac and the boys just hung a fucking 50 burger on the Jets. Probably the most, who was it? Jim Rome described it as the most embarrassing loss the Jets have had in the past, I think he said 10 years. It's crazy. But at the same point in time, it was embarrassing. It was bad. For the Pats to hang 53 on you, that's not good. J.J. Taylor ran 2 in. Damian Harris ran 2 in. Kendrick Bourne threw one to Nelson Aguilar. And the Jets offense looks so bad. But sorry, Patriots. Chargers coming off a bye after getting embarrassed going into their bye by the Ravens. I like Justin Herbert to shred what is a depleted New England secondary here. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen going to have a great day. And if there's one thing that Bill Belichick struggles with, it is mobile quarterbacks, which Justin Herbert, if you don't know, has got wheels on him, and he's not afraid to use them, and receiving running backs. And I like Austin Eckler to have a nice game here. So Chargers -4, 3 units in the Chargers to cover 4 points at home. Won't feel like a home game, but it'll be at home against the New England Patriots. Next game, Washington +3 at Denver, over under at 44.5. Don't like the over under here. Washington's defense has been poopy, but Denver's offense has been poopy, and Denver's defense is good. And I don't trust Taylor Heineke and the offense to put up the 28 points needed. I would lean the Redskins +3 here on the road, but going into Mile High is never easy. Then we have the Sunday night game. No, not Sunday night game. I got to put the Sunday night tracker up. Anyway, we got Tampa at New Orleans. New Orleans coming in at +5.5 at home, over under 49.5. New Orleans defense is pretty good. Tampa's defense is pretty good. Tampa's offense is pretty good. New Orleans offense is not very good. I don't want to make a play here. I would lean the under 49.5. I do think Tampa wins the game. Let's talk about Tampa real quick, actually. Let's talk about this idiot that gets handed Tom Brady's 600th touchdown pass by Mike Evans and then gives it back for peanuts. Absolute peanuts compared to what that ball is projected to be valued at. So Brady throws 600 to Mike Evans. Mike Evans runs up, hands it to a guy in the front row wearing a Mike Evans jersey. I think his name Byron. Byron, yeah, I believe. Guys, super pumped, happy, whatever. Obviously, the Tampa staff comes over to get the ball back. First of all, buddy, you never give up your leverage before making your deal. Stupid move. That was mistake number one. He gave the ball back and then worked the deal out. They gave him, if I can recall correctly, $1,000 at the Tampa store, 2 season tickets for the rest of this season and all of next season. So I think that comes out to 13 games, so 26 tickets. Okay, so depending on where the tickets are at, we'll roughly estimate it. We'll even go high. We'll say, I don't know, we'll say $1,000 a ticket. So what's that? $26,000 plus $1,000 in store credit. He got 2 Tom Brady jerseys autographed, a helmet, a Mike Evans autographed jersey, and then his game worn gloves. We'll say all of that. Off the top of my head, not sure the value, might even be going high here. We'll go high for the sake of it. We'll say the 3 jerseys, the helmet, and the gloves, you're going to sell those for, depending off the Brady jersey was game worn, which I doubt it was. I don't know. Well, he's not even going to make 10 grand, but we're going to say 10 grand for the hell of it. So we're sitting at $37,000 in value. And then a 1 Bitcoin, which he negotiated after the fact, days after, which good on him. Brady's a big Bitcoin guy, negotiated the Bitcoin. So that's an investment, right? Bitcoin is at $65,000 right now. Bitcoin price, we are sitting at $58,000. Okay. So we'll just round it up. We'll say roughly $100,000, but an investment in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, as we all know, can jump thousands of dollars in a day. So $100,000. This ball, baby, valued at anywhere between $500,000 and $750,000. If I'm Byron and I get this ball, I'm out of the stadium instantly. But I also follow the price of sports memorabilia. He probably didn't know. This is Tampa. I don't want to give Tampa too much credit. I mean, I don't know if you ever met people in Tampa. No disrespect to our listeners in Tampa, but it's Tampa. So I'd have left the stadium. They would have sought you out. They would have figured out who you are. They would have figured out how to contact you. And I would have straight up told Tom Brady, if you want this ball, I want $500,000. And he would have paid it. It's number 600. That's a number that probably is never going to get reached again. And it's not like, yeah, it's not the record breaking ball, but it's number 600. It's not 599. It's not 601. It's 600. $500,000. His wife's, net worth Giselle's net worth is, I think, $500 million. And then obviously Tom Brady's made a shitload of money in his career. $500,000. He's getting paid $30 million a year over 17 games. That's a game, just $2 million a game, $1.8 million a game. So that's a quarter of football for Tom Brady, kind of. I mean, come on, he'd have paid it. Make your money, Byron. Don't settle. Don't be dumb. Don't give up your leverage. Guys, don't give up your leverage. That was the biggest mistake he could have made. Okay, Sunday night game. I don't have a tracker for this, but it is Dallas at Minnesota. Minnesota coming in at +1.5. Let's see here. Yes, Minnesota +1.5, over under at 55. I'm really tempted to take the boys. We're high on them. We love them. We ride them week in and week out. But Minnesota's been impressive. They're 3-3, yes, but they've been good. They're a good 3-3 football team. Kind of want to side the over here. We're going to make a player prop on this. I'm going to lean the Cowboys -1.5, but look for a player prop on that. And then you've got the Monday night game. You've got the Giants at the Chiefs. Chiefs -10. We're playing the Chiefs -10, 2 units. I'm getting straight to the point. Patrick Mahomes got rocked last week, but he's fine. He's not in concussion protocol. He's playing. And the Giants, I think this has 2 things. And I don't know, man. I'm going to keep betting the Chiefs until they win a game. until they cover a spread. I'm going to keep doing it. I am, because they're still the Chiefs, and the Giants don't have the offense to exploit the Kansas City defense, and they don't have the defense to trouble Patrick Mahomes, and they're at home. Chiefs -10, 2 units. So I'm going to recap this. Give me a second here. I'm going to do the math in my head while I'm going through it. So the 3 college football plays: 1 unit, Michigan -3 at Michigan State; 1 unit, Auburn -2.5 at home versus Ole Miss; 1 unit, Penn State +18.5 at Ohio State. We are going to make a player prop play on the Thursday night game. Then we have our 3-team 7-point teaser: Buffalo -6.5, Rams -7, Pittsburgh +10.5. It's +125 odds. That's 4 units to win 5 on the 3-team 7-point teaser. Again, I'm going to repeat it. Buffalo -6.5 at home against the Dolphins. The Rams -7 on the road against the Texans. And the Steelers on the road in Cleveland, Ben's second home, +10.5. That's 4 to win 5. So that puts us at 7 units up for grabs right now. And then we have the under 47 in the Panthers at Falcons. That's a 2-unit play. So that's 9 units on the board. Lions +3.5, 1 unit at home against the Eagles. That's 10 units. Man, my math is spot on. It is midnight. We are going to lean. Are we leaning here? No, we're taking the over 50.5 for 1 units. And the Titans Colts, 50.5, 1 unit. And then Bengals Jets, leaning the Bengals, not making a play on it. I don't know what I said earlier. I'm a little tired, but we're going to lean the Bengals, but we're not making a play on it. Bears 49ers, we're leaning the over 39.5. Jaguars Seattle, we're taking the Jags 1 unit +3.5. So that puts us at 11 units. Pats Chargers -4, 3 units. Simple as that. Puts us at 14 units. Chargers at home against the Patriots -4, 3 units. Skipping the Washington-Denver game, skipping the Tampa-New Orleans game, the Sunday night game we're going to make a player prop play on, and then the Monday night game, Chiefs -10. Buy it to 9.5, put 3 units on it. It's -120 odds. Yeah, buy it to 9.5. 3 units on the Chiefs -10 and 9.5. So that puts us at 17 units. Still a lot out there, and I like these plays a lot. Again, we're going to keep putting NBA player props on the story, and NFL player props are going to go on the story. So look for that. As you know, you're going to be listening to this on your ride to work, maybe at work on Thursday, maybe you work from home, maybe you listen to it while you're sitting at home, playing with Fido, throwing the ball for him. Who knows? But Thursday night, we will post it on the story. We appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything you do for us. Had our guy Hockey Keith reach out. I read your message, sir. I'm not ignoring you. Reached out, said he wanted to give back to the podcast. And I'm going to take you up on that offer, man. And we're going to do it next Thursday. I'm going to take you up on that offer. And I'm going to be drinking it while we're doing the show. Hopefully Tyler will be back, a little giddy, maybe a little longer show, get a little gassed up. And speaking of giving back, we tried to give back to you guys, the pizza party. But I'll have to double check, man. But I don't think anybody qualified. It was really simple. Tag 2 people who don't follow us. They need to follow and they need to like the post. That's all it was. 5 things. Tag 2 people. Those 2 people like. Those 2 people follow. 6 things. That's all it needed. That's all you had to do. And somebody would have won pizza on us. We're going to try it again. Didn't work out the first time. Trial run, you know? Maybe you guys are sleepy like me. You didn't have your brain right. But that's okay. Trial run. We're going to do it again. Somebody's going to win pizza. I got money burning a hole in my pocket, baby. We're up like 36 units. Doubled the bankroll. Let's go. Good start to the season. 7 weeks in, doubled the bankroll. If you started with $5,000 in your bankroll, that's 33.3 units is $5,000. So 5,000 divided by 33.3. So yeah, 150 a unit. You times that by 36. And we've got you up $5,400. That's good. You can put that $5,000 back in the bank account. The wife can calm down. That money's back. You're playing with house money. And that house money is going to turn into more house money because we're going to keep it rolling. We're doing well. Tyler will be back next week. Fucking better be back next week. Sick of this. Sick of talking to myself. But he'll be back next week. We'll be okay. Just found out March Madness is in Pittsburgh this year. So anybody in the area, I will be at the PPG region. Meet me there. I know it's far time away, but it's March 18th and March 20th. 4 games on Friday, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. And then we get 2 games on Sunday. So a 6-game package. Pretty pumped about that. It'll be first and second round. Hopefully, we're sitting at the 11-5. Yeah, I'm sorry, 12-5. Some 12-5, maybe some 8-9 game. I don't know. I'm pumped. Super excited to go. Pre-sale went on sale today. Got my ticket. Gonna go with some buddies. Can't drink at college events, but the casino's right down the road. So we'll do a little morning cap at the casino, head over to the games, watch games, bet on the games, go back to the casino, play some table games, drink some more, go back to the event center, watch the evening games, and depending on how those go, maybe go back to the casino and then do it all over again on Sunday. Super excited. But November 20th as well, going to be in West Virginia for the WVU Texas game with Tyler. Anybody in that area that's at the game, even if you're not at the game, come tailgate with us. We'll be at the game tailgating. So we're super excited. I'm at 41 minutes. I thought I'd talk longer than that. I'm happy to keep it under 45. That's good. So yeah, Tyler will be back next week. We've got a lot of action this weekend, guys. Hopefully we can turn another seven unit week. That would be good. I'd be excited about that. Get us up over 40 units for the season. We are currently participating in what is called the Elite Cappers Cup. I'm not sure in the standings so far, but we've been submitting plays to them. It's a 10-day contest where you get 20 plays, 18 1-unit plays, 1 2-unit play, 1 2.5-unit play. So we're trying to win that, get some more notoriety. We're sharing our plays with other cappers. Hopefully they share our Instagram and our Twitter to, their audience. We're not going to do the same for them. I'm not going to share them. I don't want you going anywhere else. I love you. I need you in my life. I want you to stay with me. Don't leave me. But bring on their guys. I'll take them. Absolutely. As always, shout out to Punchless MMA. Those goofballs wore their Halloween costumes last night. I don't know what Trey was. Trey looked ridiculous. I saw the thumbnail. I haven't listened to I haven't listened to the episode yet. I feel bad. I should have listened to the episode this morning, but I will listen to it tomorrow morning. I got to find out what Trey is. Trey looks like a mixture. He's like a double pirate, he dressed like a pirate and he also looks like a pirate, if you know what I'm talking about. And then Dale wore his horse head. We got those when we were in Georgia for the Kentucky Derby. We went into the mountains and ordered horse heads, and yeah, he wore his horse head last night and chugged a beer through the horse head. So that was good. I appreciate that. Shout out to them. We appreciate them. They are also in the Elite Cappers Cup and they're doing pretty well as well. Big UFC card coming up this weekend. You've got Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw. Banger of a fight. Should be a really, 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 really fun fight to watch. No. Yes? Is that who Sandhagen? No. Sandhagen just lost to Dillashaw. Who's Sandhagen fighting? Corey Sandhagen. Peter Yan. My apologies. Woof. Wow. Yeah. Peter Yan. Corey Sandhagen's at plus 200. I'm pretty sure when I spoke to Dale, that's a play that they liked, but I'd listen to the podcast, guys, before you make that play. So, yeah, Corey Sandhagen going for the belt against Peter Yan. Interesting. Yeah. I don't even know if it's for the belt because Aljo got knocked out by the knee. This is why I'm not on punch list. This is why I do NFL and college football and NBA. Sorry, boys. I let you down, but you can go listen to them. and get their place. All right, that's enough. I'm exhausted. I'm rambling. I'm not making any sense. Good luck to you guys. It is Wednesday night, so you're going to listen to this on Thursday. Look forward to the Thursday night football play, and look forward to Tyler being back next week. As always, we love you. We appreciate you, and good fortune this weekend.